Okay, hi Samir. Let's take a look at this new set of essays you've sent us. This is the cover letter. Here's what you wrote. Dear Sir or Madam, I'm writing a responsive advert for a HSEQ manager in Straits Time newspaper dated this. My name is Captain John Doe, and I have worked as a HSEQ superintendent in a renowned ship management company for right here, last 5 years. I have sailed as a shipmaster for more than 2 years and thus meet the job requirements as given in the newspaper. My reason for applying for this job, no S here, is twofold. My first reason is the fact that after having worked as a superintendent, I think I am now ready to move on to a senior role where I can influence HSE policy decisions and thus be more involved in safety at a macro level. Secondly, when it comes to safety, your esteemed organization is an industry leader. Thus, I feel that due to my work values of being proactive and putting safety at the forefront, I will fit into your company's work culture easily. Besides the above, instead of besides, I think a better choice might have been in addition to. Yes. In addition to the above, I am a self-motivated individual who is in this field of work by choice and not due to any other reason. I don't really know about that. Okay. What does that mean? I'm in this, what other reason would there be? And how does that make you an appropriate fit? I'm not really sure about this sentence. I'm in this field by choice and not due to any other reason. I mean, what could the other reasons be? So I don't really think it's terribly appropriate for a cover letter. If you find my experience and other attributes suitable, please contact me personally on my phone number below. Yours faithfully. Don't forget the comma after yours faithfully, please. John Doe. All right. So, let's see. Possible qualifications for you to be hired. Okay. Yeah, you talked about that here. Let's see. I really, how can I put this? I wanted a little more about this. Essentially, each one of these bullets should have had its own paragraph. I felt like you covered this, but I don't really feel like you covered this. I mean, there's something missing. I kind of felt like this paragraph you were trying to show your energy and enthusiasm for the role. Like this, this kind of did that. And I suspect rather, that that's what you were trying to do here, although I can't really say that it was such a successful attempt. So what, you're probably wondering, okay, well, how can I show energy and enthusiasm? Like I said, you kind of did it here, and I like that you said I will fit into your company's culture, but I think you also could have done something else. Like you could have said, for example, let's say that through your research of the company, you discovered that they use a particular policy or a particular type of software or certain, I don't know, certain things that they do, and that you have proactively gotten some sort of a certification in that because you want to work for them. That shows energy and enthusiasm. Or showing something you have done in a previous position where you really went above and beyond the call of duty and you know, and then I've offered some sort of value to the company having done this. That shows energy and enthusiasm. Okay? This is the area that I think most people have problems with in this letter. Yeah, so I mean, like this whole paragraph really focused on your reasons for applying for the job, and that's lovely, and we do include those, but don't forget that they've asked you for specific things. Qualifications, which means like what sort of formal qualifications do you have in order to make you appropriate for this job? And then tell us about your other experiences. So I felt like a lot of this was kind of missing. Was it a nice letter? Yeah. But did you really, truly cover the bullets? I didn't really feel so confident that you did. Okay? So, remember also that the bullets and even the way they are organized, they provide a very helpful outline for you. All right, so it's a guide as to how you could organize your paragraphs and maybe even the order in which you could include them. Okay, so I think we've covered this considerably, so let's move on to your other essay. Okay, so let's move on now to your task 2, part-time jobs. Fine. Benefits, disadvantages. Here's what you said. Parents throughout the world have shared a dilemma about the necessity of students carrying out part-time jobs. No capital here. While this idea has numerous supporters, there are many who find it revolting. That's not the right word. It's a little too strong. Revolting is something that is disgusting and just unacceptable. So it's a little too strong here, okay? Personally, I'm in favor of students doing such jobs, albeit under some boundaries. This essay will attempt to evaluate both sides of the arguments with the purpose of gaining better insights on this issue. All right, that's fine. Yes. First of all, the main disadvantage of part-time jobs is the fact that because it's jobs, they take away valuable time from students, which may be better spent on studies, following one's passion, or even indulging in relaxation activities. For example, Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg, here you don't need a comma, did not do any part-time jobs or summer jobs, and were therefore free to follow things they liked. Secondly, another drawback of part-time jobs is that, no comma there, with the extra cash earned from, not again part-time jobs, just with the extra cash earned, and then you can just leave this out. Parents lose control over their children at an age when they are most impressionable. Consequently, the students may indulge in excessive drinking of alcohol or even consume drugs. Okay. All right, fine. If we look at the counter-arguments, there is ample evidence to suggest that students gain an immense advantage by doing part-time jobs. The biggest argument in favor of, again, you keep using part-time jobs, and what's happening is you're missing an opportunity to use different types of cohesion that would make your writing stronger. Okay? Like here, you could have just put that comma here, left this out, and then through ellipsis, that's what this is called, it becomes more cohesive. And here, you don't have to call them part-time jobs all the time. You could use a synonym, or you could use a pronoun. Okay? I had done a podcast about coherence and cohesion, and about the different ways that we can use advanced cohesive devices in our writing in order to do better in this category. Okay, so that's missing for me here. Let's look at it again and see what you could have done here to keep from repeating the same word. If we look at the counter-arguments, there is ample evidence to suggest that students gain an immense advantage by doing part-time jobs. The biggest argument in favor of this type of work is the accompanying change in attitudes from a dependent mindset to an independent one. Okay, now one is a good example of cohesion. This is what I'm talking about. So, but like I said, because you keep repeating the expression part-time jobs, and just look at how many times you've used it, you need to be careful. Okay, the independent mindset may eventually promote leadership qualities in students. For example, Indian Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi, who is well known in India and abroad for his leadership skills, did several part-time jobs as a student, and it is possible that this influenced his leadership style. Moreover, let's see, what else could you have called it here? Let's see. Moreover, employment may help students whose parents do not. Remember, we never use contractions in essays. It's considered informal, so write the word out fully. Who do not earn enough money to support their education. All right, so what does that mean? Tell me a little bit more about that. So what can students do? They can help pay for their books. They can help pay for their tuition, maybe their transportation to and from school. Okay, so don't forget that just because you mentioned it, and it might seem self-explanatory, you still have to explain it. Last but not least, part-time jobs teach the value of money to students. Okay, what does that mean? How? How do they learn the value of money? Okay? So again, it's not enough to just state an idea. You have to support it and explain how this is done. Okay? With just something as simple as students who have seen how hard they have to work in order to make money will be more conscientious about how they spend it. Okay? Consistent with line of thinking, I can confidently say the advantages of part-time jobs outweigh the disadvantages. S, and then full stop there. To conclude from the arguments and examples given above, students must be allowed to do part-time jobs. Okay, again, part-time jobs. This will allow them to be more independent and also help their parents. At the same time, the parents must closely monitor the number of hours that the students put in. Now, here you could have just left it out, in order to ensure that such jobs do not distract students in any form. Okay, great. So, Samir, my biggest problem is the repetition of part-time jobs. You needed to find other ways of expressing this. Now, I don't mean to imply that you should use words that may feel unnatural, because sometimes it's very easy to go in the other direction and overdo it with the synonyms and alternative expressions. But you did need to provide a little more coherence, maybe a little words like employment or work rather than part-time jobs all the time. Okay? So that's my feedback. Other than that, it was good. Also, don't forget that anytime you mention an idea, an argument that supports your, actually an argument either way, anytime you present some sort of an argument either in favor of or against, you still have to back it up. You still have to provide support for it, some illustrations, some examples, some explanation. Okay? All right, go ahead and correct these, and let's see another set of essays from you. Good luck.